Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs, the show that is constantly streaming stories of entrepreneurship, leadership, and how businesses are dealing, I would have to say, in a world of chaos. How does an entrepreneur succeed in a world of chaos? That's what we're all about at Radio Entrepreneurs right now. And now I'm going to give you my list of guests. Let's see how well I do. Etta Jacobs, president of West. Javier Barrientos, head of diversity, equity and inclusion at Takeda, and Kurt Domoney, event producer at West. So with that in mind, hopefully I got it all right. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, good afternoon to everybody, whatever time anybody's listening to Radio Entrepreneurs. Can you tell us about your organization, Etta?
Sure, thank you. So I'm the president of the board of West, and my day job is I'm an executive coach. So about West's mission. So West stands for Women in the Enterprise of Science and Technology. And our primary goal is expanding and broadening the horizons and careers of women in STEM fields. We believe that women in STEM are underrepresented at the higher levels, and we do everything we can to expand their network and also their skills. We provide networking events where they can build their network, and we provide many different kinds of workshops where they can build their leadership skills.
So I have a large group in front of me. How did all of you come together?
So I will just pass it to, I think, Javier, because he was our first connection to West, and he has a great story with Kurt.
All right. Well, thanks, Etta. And first of all, to all your listeners, this episode is being recorded on International Women's Day. So to all women entrepreneurs and their teams, congratulations on this day. How we came together is because one of the board members of West, Mina Subramanian, was asking me as a Takeda sponsor if we could help design a series that would be different, that would be not death by Zoom anymore, and that will be of great value to the West membership. So I took that seed and I kept running it around my mind, and in a serendipitous encounter in Provincetown, I met Kurt, and he was waiting ahead of me in front of the restaurant in line, and I overheard that he was working with Broadway actors, and so I decided to tell him about this idea and how we could combine this notion of, the process that happens in the arts and how women get portrayed in the arts to the process that happens inside biopharmaceuticals and life sciences companies and actual women of science. And he actually took me up on it. And so that from that small conversation, this series was born, which is focused on the art of women in science and on Broadway.
Wow, the art of women on science and in Broadway.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between the two?
Well,
Kurt, you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'll come in and talk a little bit about that, because that's actually something that I always felt like that the scientific and the mathematic processes as artists and as especially as musical theater performers. So much of musical theater is about collaborating with so many different mediums. You're talking lighting designers, sound designers, set designers, costume designers, so many elements of that. And so one of the things that I found, I've always felt is that the scientific mind, that element of hypothesis, that element of experimentation really comes into play in the artistic process. And I think a lot of times, in my conversations with the board members of West, it's like that's very similar to the scientific process. Now, I don't spend my life in a lab, but one of the things that Javier and all of us have discussed is what are these similarities, and also how are women in science portrayed in the arts. So one of the events that we have is a writing team that has written a musical about Marie Curie, who developed radium, and their experience of researching science and how they brought these two worlds together, and how their process of writing music is similar to a scientific process. So that's really something we're continuing to have further discussion with. And the event on the 10th is a lot about a woman, Molly Smith, who's an artistic director at Arena Stage in Washington, D.C., and what her process is as far as trying new things, developing new work, working and collaborating together, and treating and how, if you really do look at an artistic or arts organization as a kind of a scientific lab, what are the similarities? It's very fascinating and very and it's ambitious, but I think we're really taking on this challenge because that's something that, especially with International Women's Day and Women's History Month, that's something we really wanted to bring to the forefront.
You know,
Yeah, and I think, it's fitting if I can jump in there, right? Because the topic for the month is providing healing and promoting hope.
Yeah.
And the theme for International Women's Day today is break the bias, right? And I think, what Kurt and Etta have been talking about is notion of how do these two themes also are so true to, regardless whether you're a women in science or in the arts, there are barriers that women face that, and that's kind of the exploration that we're undertaking with this three-part series.
well, first of all, I just want to say I've always told people that I thought that the creativity at its best was was creativity of the art and science merging together,
Mm-hmm.
and
Exactly.
that there is a process to creativity. And so I definitely sort of feel what you're talking about. But talk to us a little bit about the series. Make it concrete for our listeners. What would they be getting in this series?
I can jump in quickly, and then I'm curious to see how Javier can extend it. So the reason at West we were so excited is we are entering year 3 of life with COVID, although hopefully there's a light there. And West 2 years ago pivoted immediately to presenting all of our events online. They used to be all in person, mostly in Cambridge. And so we were really excited at the idea, like when Mina presented this to the board, we were thrilled. It's like, ooh, something new for West on Zoom. And the big thing is, since West's mission is to help women see their lives in new, expansive ways, and how we learn through story, as the playwrights and Molly and then Shelley in April will be telling their stories of how they overcame their obstacles. Our goal and our hope is that it will expand the horizons of the women in our community. So let me pass it to my colleagues here.
Yeah, well, I'll talk a bit about the sequence, and then maybe Kurt, you can talk about the specifics of how each of these sessions are going to take place. So first of all, the listeners are welcome to join. It's open to everybody. You don't have to be in the life sciences or a member of West yet to join, and especially entrepreneurs. I think, what you said, Jeff, is very true, right? This is about the innovation and sparking new ideas. So very welcome to join. There'll be 3 parts to the series. The first one is this Thursday, March 10th, and the next one will be March 24th, and the last segment will be April 7th. All the sessions will be via Zoom, and they will take place from 5 to 6. And I'm going to turn it over to Kurt. So Kurt, do you want to tell us about a bit of each of these segments?
Yeah, I think the thing I want to continue to bring to the forefront too is that there's going to be Broadway performers performing. So it's going to be these amazing keynote speakers talking about being 2 of which are women leaders who are innovating and creating and trailblazing in the world of the arts. And then the other is a group of as a writing team, and how they are having the voice of someone like Marie Curie being heard. But really, a lot of it too is going to be there's going to be two Broadway performers performing. So on the 10th we'll have Nikki Renee Daniels, who's in the revival of Company, and a woman named Pearl Sun, who come from away on Broadway. They are presenting songs in relationship to, that come from Broadway that have to do with sparking ideas, sparking, any kind of breaking the bias, all that kind of stuff. But it's going to be really fun because you're going to see these great performers. And really, we say in musical theater that when you have something to say, you speak. When you really need something to say, you sing. And when you can't, when the song doesn't express enough, you dance, right? So if we're really talking about women's voices being heard and finding your voice, what better way to do that than through song? So that's something that's going to be really cool.
I think this is wonderful. I commend all of you for this. I think it's much needed. The creativity, the women's empowerment, science, art, all of it. And before COVID, the last play I did see was Come Far. I saw that was my
Come From
last
Away,
play
yeah.
I saw. And having grown up in Canada, it struck an extra chord for me, knowing how kind the people of that region of Canada are. So,
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
there's a nice humanity also to that play. Listen, I want to make sure everybody knows how to contact you and how to sign up. So if you could get that information to us before we go, could you please provide that, your contact information and how they can sign up? I would appreciate it.
Certainly. And I could just say, go to our website, westorg.org.
And
And-
any
and the-
individual contact you want to give as well? No?
Are you talking about each of us individually or to contact West?
No, to contact you individually. Do you want to give any of that data as well?
Yeah, if people want to know more about the series, learn how to sponsor West, like Takeda does, I would recommend people to reach out via LinkedIn. Javier Barrientos at Takeda is the easiest way to find me. And feel free to send a message. No message will go unreturned. And I'm sure that's probably true for Etta and Kurt.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
And so if people are interested in learning more about West, yes, they can reach me at LinkedIn, Etta Jacobs at LinkedIn. And also I'm an executive coach. So if they have any questions about that, I will also respond to all their messages. And Kurt?
Yeah, I mean, I think Instagram's also a great way to get in touch with me. Kurt, K-U-R-T, Domoney, D-O-M-O-N-E-Y. I have the series posted there. You can also see the series posted on the West Instagram. It's an _West org _. You'll see the whole link. On the website as well, there'll be a whole overview of the series too. So that's a great way for people to kind of see a visual of it as well.
Well, Etta, Javier, and Kurt, woman in the enterprise of science and technology, I think a very important addition to whatever business is doing. We hope you come back again. We hope the first series is successful. We hope you come back throughout the whole year. Thank you very much for joining us on Radio Entrepreneurs.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you. Good luck.